Hi lovely people, welcome to the video. My name's Athena. I am a writer working on my first book whilst homeschooling my two girls and being with them 24/7. Now, beta reader feedback. Beta readers, paid beta readers specifically. I got back all of my feedback yesterday from both beta readers. So I had two beta readers that I paid. I am slightly overwhelmed, but very, very happy and excited at the same time. So we will talk about the feedback in a second. First, let's talk a little bit about why I chose paid beta readers, my experience finding them, the whole process, just all that kind of stuff. Because to be honest, I didn't find too much information on that, and I did get a question on it. So let's talk about that, shall we? First things first, the reason I chose paid beta readers. I know that there are a ton of free beta readers out there. I do have a critique partner. I did give my book to some friends and people I knew who would read the book, happily read the book. The problem with that was, as far as I am concerned, there is no real actual time frame. You could get feedback in 2 weeks, you could get feedback in 2 months. You could not get any feedback at all. It is very, very, it depends on how much you want to hound people. It depends on how much you are willing to constantly chase up people. And if these people are even going to respond in a positive way if you're chasing them. There's just so many things that go into free beta reading. And because funnily enough, even one of the people that I paid for my beta read, she does free beta reads as well. But she also understands the need for a time frame, for a bit more security. I think it's more of a mental thing really, if I'm being honest. So this is the logic. I needed to know that I would send in my work and I would have feedback in 10 days, 15 days, 20 days, like a set day. The first beta reader was 15 days, the second was 21 days. And that was perfect for me. It was ideal. I had a date that I could hold on to and look forward to, and that made me feel okay about handing over my work and knowing that I would be getting feedback on a specific date. There was no chasing up on things because, and I hate saying this, but at the same time, it's just the reality sometimes. Life can get in the way. I have a critique partner who is absolutely amazing. She is fabulous. If it wasn't for her feedback on my previous draft, I would not have it where it is right now. But she still hasn't finished reading the previous draft, and I'm already done with the next draft after that, revising the draft that she's reading, and I'm about to move into the next one. So I am way ahead. I cannot, as a person, I cannot find it in me to email her and say, I am so far ahead right now, you probably don't even need to read the final chapters. I hate that. I don't want to do that because a lot of things have been happening with her, just family things, personal things. And I understand that more than anyone because this past year has been ridiculous for me. But when it comes to the point where I am now hyper-focused on this and I tackled the revisions and draft 4 was done and I sent it off to bed. I needed to send it off to someone who would read it, give me feedback, full-on feedback. And I wanted to know that I would get that feedback as a whole within a certain time frame. I didn't want to have to wait and hope and, send little polite emails of so how's the reading going? And, are we getting there? I hated that. And then there's also the security that you have proof that you've sent your work to this person and it is your work. And that has nothing to do with these two beta readers. I did not feel at any stage that I was unsafe in sending them my work, that it wasn't, but I'm just that might be a thought for a lot of people, that you don't want to just send it to any beta readers because there are many people online who would be happy to say, yeah, I'll beta read for you. I would be happy to beta read for anyone. But it's just a lot of the time people don't feel safe doing that as well. So going back to it, so I'm not kind of drudging on and on and on, I decided to go with paid beta readers because I needed the time frame and I needed to be able to say, okay, I want this in 2 weeks. I want this in 3 weeks. I need it to be within a certain time frame. And I feel like when you pay someone and you go through Fiverr, for example, you get that. So that was pretty much my thing. I could not wait. I could not go through the process of just hanging and waiting for who knows how long for feedback to come back. Because the reality is that the longer I stay out of my project, the more it just, I am struggling today. We'll talk about that in a second. So how did I find my beta readers? How did I go about finding paid beta readers? I actually happened to get the idea in the first place through a TikTok. So I saw a TikTok by Valerie. She was one of the beta readers I chose. She is a writer herself, currently in the query trenches, and she was talking about how she set up a gig because she realized that there was so many people beta reading by putting manuscripts into AI. It was just, and that was at the time I found her because that was something that was concerning me, because I was contemplating a new critique partner, but I was worried about certain things. That didn't go through, but I did find Valerie's channel, her TikTok channel specifically, and I was intrigued by the way she spoke about it, where she explained that she knows that beta reading is usually free, but a lot of people need assurance, they need the time frames, she just understood exactly. And I was like, okay. I liked her whole overall appearance on TikTok. And then I went over to her gig and I read it and I looked into it and I researched. She already had a 5-star review. I also researched a whole bunch of other gigs on Fiverr. They're called gigs, all the various listings. And I decided, after doing quite a bit of research, I would say really go through all of the reviews. I found quite a few gigs with reviews that were horrendous. And I was like, I don't know how these people are still getting, I don't know. Anyway, I found a few, like a handful of beta readers that I felt like these are okay, these are good. I liked what they were offering. What I wanted was 2 beta readers at this point. I wanted one beta reader who was more of a reader, just someone who's going to sit down, read through it, and give me feedback in the same way that a person that I would just like, oh, I read this book yesterday and I really liked XYZ. This character was kind of weird though. This was a bit odd. It didn't really fall for me. Like just very reader focused advice. And then I wanted something a lot more in depth, and I got that from both of my beta readers. So one beta reader was a stay-at-home mom, and she went through it and she gave me a full report on her thoughts on the book, on her thoughts on the pacing, on the plot, on the characters. She answered very specific questions that I had, and she also left me some inline comments that I really enjoyed reading. Again, actionable feedback as well as a lot of positives that just made me feel really good about the manuscript. The second, Valerie from TikTok specifically, she went above and beyond. As far as money is concerned, honestly, the amount of money I paid for the time within 21 days. It took her 21 days. She literally gave me so much feedback, so much inline feedback within the document. She was constantly commenting in real time. She was doing line editing in real time. There was just so much feedback, actionable feedback, good feedback, bad feedback, but with like why or why not, or so much feedback. And then she also had a full-on report at the end of all this with like full resources on where to look for like videos to see and books to read, like things to do to improve on the specific aspects. Just I cannot recommend her enough. Both of them, really. I was very happy with both of them. I would definitely use them again for a future project, like 100%. I felt so happy and just yeah 5-star reviews for both of them from me. So I did that, and I do have another couple of people that I will probably use for the next draft, because I do want like different eyes on it each time. I think you can find good beta readers, paid beta readers, on Fiverr as well as there are other platforms. I prefer Fiverr because of the way it's set up. As long as you really look into the reviews. I really went into the reviews and read each and every one of them, just discerning who had good reviews. If someone didn't have a very good review, why? Like what was the issue? I feel like full 5-star reviews across the board usually is a good deal. So with that being said, I definitely would recommend Valerie as well as Coral for beta reading. I will leave their names exactly written down below if you guys want to go check them out. You'll probably find my 5-star review there as well on their pages. 100%. I cannot even. Now, as for the why I'm a bit I'm flustered and over, I'm a little bit when I start a new draft, I'm always kind of overwhelmed. I now have a whole bunch of feedback to go through. I've printed out my book. I did a different thing. I'll probably talk about this in a next video, just more in depth, etc., like moving forward. But I went ahead and printed my book, but I printed it in 2 parts. So I have 4 different booklets of my book. Like it's separated into 4 parts, literally little booklets, because I did not have big enough coil to print it out with like the space I wanted in between, because I wanted enough space to really go in with notes and stuff. And last time, the way I printed it, I didn't have enough space, and I just really wanted the space. And I also thought it would be easy to just kind of grab this one pack, go sit outside, maybe do some editing, come back inside, that kind of thing. You know, while the girls are playing outside, I had to move around easier. Anyway, I am now at the point where I'm looking through the feedback. I'm gonna take it chapter by chapter and mark everything into the printed version. So I'm gonna go in with notes, go in with like what I wanna do, how I wanna address each comment, each note, each thought. Yeah. This happened to me at the beginning of draft 4 as well, when I had a whole ton of feedback and I knew what I wanted to do. I just wasn't sure how to get started. It's the getting started, and especially now when I've been away from this project for 21 days now, I'm just kind of like, my grocery order's on the way. How lovely. But yeah, anyway, we will talk about this in the next video. The goal right now, today is Thursday the 13th of November. The goal right now is that the next video you see, I will have found my rhythm and we will be full on working through marking up the printed draft 4 and working on preparing for revisions and draft 5, which sounds insane to me, but yes. Also, just gonna put it out there for anyone who reaches the end of this video, I am contemplating setting a goal for myself of finishing all of this revision by the end of this year. Am I crazy? Probably, but yeah. So that is all. That is all for this video, this beta reading video. I hope it made sense. I really hope it made sense. I'll see you guys in the next